I'm just going to go through task sheet briefly and checkpoint 1, which is where we're up to. I'm giving you a task sheet that looks very like the Year 11 ones, but I expect to get an MP3 or MP4 of your final version, plus the PDF if you've used Sibelius, and the statement itself is a Word file exported to PDF. So I'm just highlighting the things I'm going to do. Compose a work that just demonstrates the use of musical elements and concepts to create a style or a fusion of style. Base your work on non-Western culture. So for my demo, I'm going to use Greece, and I'm going to use instrumental fantasy / instrumental arrangement from our work on green sleeves and also the Chinese work we did at the end of term 3. Just letting you know that we need to put an extra checkpoint in here so that we can, and that's going to be the topic of my second video. We need a pre-draft before the draft. We're gathering stimulus, we're listening to the work of others, and we're experimenting. So that's sort of where checkpoint 1 was. So here's my references here. Obviously I just copied these in from the main selection, but because I'm not actually using some of these, I'm actually just doing Greece. And so let's look at my checkpoint 1. My inspiration was Greece. I think I'm mostly going to use Sibelius, but I might use a bit of Mixcraft towards the end. I found an audio of this song and some other interesting videos just trying to recreate the music of ancient Greece. And then I pasted in the summary, but I also went and got the full story from the website. I just pasted that in from our worksheet. I pasted that in from the resources I gave you. But these I found myself, yeah? I actually found some for you. You don't have to use the ones I gave you, or you can use other ones. So I pasted these into a separate page just so that I knew what I was doing. It's a little really short melody, really ancient melody from ancient Greece, and a slightly more modern folk song that's a little bit faster and more interesting because it's in 7/8. I haven't checked the second song scale. That was checkpoint 1. Okay, so now I'm up to checkpoint 2, where what I want to do is figure out how to turn the story and the music ideas into some sort of structure. So this is where I'm up to now. I split up the story the way we did the other day with Cinema Paradiso into sections. His love for Eurydice, the journey to the underworld, his loss. And then the middle bit is when he's in the underworld trying to charm the king and queen of the underworld to let Eurydice go. So let's have a look. I'm trying to summarize this. Throughout the land, Orpheus was praised. He was the son of Thrace, blah, blah, gift of singing. Apollo gave him a lyre. No one could resist its divine power. He couldn't believe his luck when he married the nymph Eurydice. His happiness was short-lived. She was bitten by a viper. She died from it. Orpheus decided to go to the underworld and started to sing. The phantoms of the underworld and the king and queen were mesmerized by his beautiful playing and decided to let Eurydice go as long as Orpheus walked ahead of her and didn't look back. Of course, he did look back. She died. He lived without her, all very Greek tragedy. Okay, so here's some ideas. I've got a little introduction and I've got 3 sections where the middle one is contrasting. I'm going to start a bit slow. I've decided that even though my original song was in 6/8, I'm going to write it out in 3/4. I don't know whether I'll use hammered dulcimer or I might actually just use a lyre. But I might do some arpeggios, just some sort of introductory section. Perhaps a couple of melody fragments, I don't know. Then I'm going to use some or all of the Cyclos melody with a little bit of lyre accompaniment maybe. Then this middle bit's going to be a bit faster. I'm going to use this parts of this second melody. Maybe not all of it, I haven't decided yet. I'm going to add in a bit of percussion perhaps, and because this is going to be a bit faster and more dance-like. I'm not quite sure why yet, how that actually goes with the story, but anyway. And then I'm going to go back to my beginning part. I might end up also adding in some sort of coda. I don't know about that. My job now is to get some of these music ideas into Sibelius, and that's going to be the topic of my next video.